The Odyssey. Explained in 5 minutes. If you've ever heard someone say it's about the journey, not the destination, they're basically describing the Odyssey. Written by the ancient Greek poet Homer around 2,700 years ago, the Odyssey follows the legendary hero Odysseus as he struggles to return home after fighting in the Trojan War. While the war itself lasted 10 years, Odysseus' journey home takes another 10 years, meaning he is away from his kingdom of Ithaca for a total of 20 years. The story begins after the Trojan War has already ended. Most Greek soldiers have returned home, but Odysseus is still trapped far from his wife Penelope and his son Telemachus. Back in Ithaca, everyone assumes he is dead. More than 100 wealthy men, known as the suitors, have taken over his palace, eating his food, wasting his wealth, and competing to marry Penelope so they can take his throne. Meanwhile, the goddess Athena believes Odysseus deserves to return home. She convinces Zeus to help, but there is one major problem. Poseidon, the god of the sea, hates Odysseus because he blinded Poseidon's son, the Cyclops Polyphemus. As long as Poseidon stands in his way, every voyage becomes dangerous. Odysseus is finally released from the island of Calypso, a nymph who has kept him there for years because she wants him to stay with her forever. She even offers him immortality, but Odysseus refuses. More than anything, he wants to go home. His journey is filled with some of the most famous adventures in all of mythology. He and his men land on the island of the Lotus Eaters, where anyone who eats the lotus forgets everything and loses all desire to return home. Next comes the Cyclops Polyphemus. Odysseus tricks him by saying his name is Nobody. After blinding the Cyclops, Polyphemus cries for help, shouting that nobody has hurt him. The other Cyclopes ignore him. It is a brilliant escape until Odysseus makes a mistake. As they sail away, he reveals his real name. Polyphemus prays to Poseidon for revenge, and from that moment on, the sea becomes deadly for Odysseus. Later, Odysseus receives a magical bag containing all the winds except the one that will take him home. While he sleeps, his crew opens it thinking it contains treasure. The winds escape and blow them far off course. He then meets Circe, a powerful witch, who turns his men into pigs. With help from Hermes, Odysseus resists her magic, forces her to restore his crew, and stays on her island for a year before continuing his journey. Circe tells him to visit the underworld to speak with the prophet Tiresias. There he learns that his journey will be long and painful, but he will eventually return home if he controls his pride and his men. Next, Odysseus sails past the sirens whose songs lure sailors to their deaths. He has his crew plug their ears with wax and ties himself to the mast so he can hear their song without being destroyed. Then he must choose between Scylla and Charybdis. Scylla is a monster that eats sailors. Charybdis is a massive whirlpool that destroys entire ships. He chooses Scylla, losing 6 men, but saving the rest. After that, his starving crew kill the sacred cattle of the sun, god Helios. Zeus punishes them by destroying their ship with a lightning bolt. Only Odysseus survives. After years of suffering, Odysseus finally reaches Ithaca. Athena disguises him as a beggar so he can observe the situation in secret. He reunites with his son Telemachus and plans his revenge. Penelope, still loyal after 20 years, announces a contest. Whoever can string Odysseus's bow and shoot an arrow through 12 axe heads will become her husband. None of the suitors can do it. The disguised Odysseus tries. He succeeds easily. He reveals his identity and, with Telemachus, defeats all the suitors and reclaims his home. Penelope still tests him one last time by mentioning their marriage bed. Odysseus explains it was carved from a living olive tree and cannot be moved. Only the real Odysseus would know that. She finally believes him. At its core, the Odyssey is not just an adventure story. It is about endurance, intelligence, loyalty, temptation, and the struggle to return home no matter how long the journey takes. The Odyssey. Explained in 5 minutes.